All right. Um, no, it's okay. Sorry. I just reminded myself of how Sam Harris always comes into his podcast, at least the intros, when he has like a solo when he wants to do. He always starts with, okay, and then whatever the topic is. Yeah. Let's go Tennessee. Yeah, it's been a minute, and a lot's happened in the last 2 weeks. A lot of traveling, and all of it was amazing. Um, which kind of delayed some other actual podcasts with guests that I could do. Um, but after this whirlwind 2 weeks that I just went through, a lot of good things to talk about, and it is totally about my loved ones. Um, so I thought it would be appropriate to do a what's the word? I'm blanking on it. Revisit. That's not the word I was initially thinking of, but yeah, let's revisit this and just share it. A lot of good stuff happened with a lot of good friends and family. So this, um, my cousin Teresa um, from Tennessee, uh, when I went out the first week of January, when my dad actually passed, and I spent a week there, she gave me this Tennessee shirt, which I love. It's awesome. It is just a size too small for me, so I don't wear it like out in public necessarily. But it actually is an incentive for me to get back on my diet and exercise program. Because if I got back to where I was when I did the Fatera photos for Chad, this would be perfect for me. Um, yeah, I got to get in better shape, but I'm going to keep it definitely. Um, Obviously, my dad technically born in North Carolina, but grew up I think most of his formative years, as a kid in Tennessee. So, thank you, Teresa, for the gift. I love it, and I thought it would be appropriate to wear it for this podcast. But let's rewind. So, July 13th, Kenny Chesney in Seattle. Friggin' amazing. Um, Me and Pammy were adulting so hard. We were so smart about this because normally we would go up and spend the entire weekend, and a lot of factors played into this. Obviously, the new grandkids and all that, but we were like, you know what? Let's try not tailgating. We love tailgating for Kenny Chesney because that's the thing with Kenny Chesney concerts when he does his summer tour at the football stadiums. Um, we've done it twice, I believe. I know we've done it twice. We visited the tailgate areas a couple times before that, and we saw how cool it was. But we've actually done it twice ourselves, where we show up early, get there like at 9 a.m. There's a great city center parking lot right across from Lumen Field, which is where the Seattle Seahawks play. It's like 70. I think it's like 70 or $80 to park there for the day, but we will just, and you treat it like you're camping or tailgating. Any football fans will know what that means. But you load everything up, you have to plan it, and you have to get up there on Friday at least the day before, and then you get up early on Saturday morning, get ice, lots of ice for the coolers, and you pack your camp stove, and you pack all the food and the beverages, and whatever, Kenny Chesney swag you want to display. And you get there early at 9 to get your favorite parking spot, and then you just post up and spin from 9 a.m., and the concert doesn't start until 5 p.m. So you really have to plan your drinking, or you're just going to be too drunk by the time Kenny comes on stage, and that's actually happened to me a couple times. There are some funny stories about that. But yeah, this year we were adulting so hard, and we left Saturday morning very early, grabbed some Starbucks, got on the road, and went straight to Kirkland and met Alex and Steven with Austin at this awesome, I think it's called the Beach Front. It's right on the water in Kirkland, Washington. Great brunch spot. So we had brunch there with them and got to spend time with Austin. That was awesome. And Steven and Alex, of course. And it was a great way to start. And then we headed back into Seattle from Kirkland. We were staying at the Travel Lodge, which is right next to the Space Needle. It's about a 40-minute walk, if you walk it, from the Space Needle to Lumen Field. And we got there and we were able to check in early, which was great. We could chill out and relax, clean up. We didn't have to shower because we both did that morning, but we definitely wanted to change clothes, get our concert bags going. You have to have the clear bags in stadiums now, so everything we would both need, put it in the one clear bag, and then we're not crazy. The first time that I saw Kenny was in Seattle in 2013, and Pammy took me, and we didn't stay at the same hotel. This was actually the same hotel that we stayed when we took Alex and Kristen in 2015. That was great. But anyway, we stayed at a Holiday Inn in 2013, and that was the first time I'd ever seen Kenny. And obviously, I'm addicted now. But there used to be a tradition of right before the concert, and this goes back to a shout out to Ria's Bar, where me and Pammy met, and our good friend Ria and her better half Jason. Vegas bombs were a thing back then in 2013. So we got all the ingredients to make Vegas bombs in the hotel room, and we got a pizza. For some reason, it was Vegas bombs and just a pizza. And we would do a Vegas bomb each and have some pizza and then go to the concert. This time, again, we're adulting, so we brought the Corona Premiers and the Corona Lights in small cans. We opened one small, like, it's not even a full, probably a 12-ounce can of a Corona Premier, and we poured each of us a nice little moderate shot of Pam's tequila that she had in a flask, and we each, sipped on it. We didn't shoot it. We sipped on the tequila shot, shared the Corona Premier, didn't even finish the can, and went through our checklist, made sure we have everything we needed, and proceeded to walk down through downtown Seattle, from the Space Needle all the way to the stadium. And it was a great walk. I had a hat on, thank gosh, one I had to borrow from Pammy. It's a Kenny Chesney hat. It's actually the one that I got signed. Chase Rice signed it when we saw him open for Kenny Chesney in Lake Tahoe in 2015. He actually signed it. And so I wore that one just to, keep the sun off my head. It was kind of warm, so we did get a little bit sweaty, but it was a great walk down there. Again, burning some calories. I love the movement, the exercise, and it's kind of cool just walking through Seattle. Made our way through, kind of followed the waterfront eventually, and back through Pike Place and then to the stadium. We stopped at the one country bar that is right outside of the stadium. I think it's called Cowgirls. And I think we got there at 3:50 no, it was even earlier than that, because the gates to the stadium opened at 4 p.m. and the show started at 5, so we must have got to the Cowgirls place at like 3 p.m. God, yeah, we were doing really good on time. And I was like, because we kept looking for just a random place to maybe go in and get a drink, and there was the other Sluggers, the other place that's also right next to the stadium. But I saw Cowgirls, like, let's just go in there and see how it is. And we managed, again, to just get like a beer and a shot. And neither one of us actually, it was just crowded, because we're like, 2 hours before the show, and it's just packed with country fans, and everybody's being amazing, probably the same way I have been in the years past, before Kenny Chesney concerts. One guy that was sitting at the bar kept doing like a call out. It was almost like an animal, like when animals call out to each other, coyotes. He would just go woo woo, and somebody up in another section of the bar would respond woo woo. And I remember I overheard a guy that was just sitting at the bar with his better half. He goes, "Yeah, I remember my first beer." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. God, we've all done it. I'm not judging." But we had our shot, sipped on some of it, and I don't think either one of us finished the shots, and sipped on our beers, and then we were like, let's go to the stadium. Ended up going to Sluggers, walked all the way there. Pammy went to the same place that she knew. They always put up like it's a pop-up tent, like a farmer's market where they sell bags, concert bags, whatever. They have a ton of stuff, and it's not related to Kenny Chesney. It's just stuff that would come in handy if you're going to a concert or an event, a football game at the stadium. And she was looking for a very specific size clear bag, so she found one. And then we went back because we still couldn't get in, and we went back to Sluggers, walked in, went upstairs. It was super hot in there. We had to go upstairs because there was no line at that bar. And I got a drink, and as we were walking back, because you can see the TVs that are lined up. We're on the second level, and there's a balcony as you're walking, so you can look down and see that all the TVs that are lined up at the main bar downstairs. And that randomly, you couldn't hear any sound off the TV because they were, playing music. But I think they had, I don't know if it was CNN or Fox, but there was a news station on, and I was like, oh shit, something happened to Trump. And since I couldn't hear it, I didn't know exactly what happened. But we went back downstairs because it was way too hot upstairs, and just posted up at the very entrance of the bar, just inside. Finished our drinks, and just had great people watching, because you can see it'd be the north side of Lumen Field, the stadium. We stood there and you could see the north side of the stadium where everybody is. Most of the crowd has to go in that way, and just people watching, chatting and stuff. Finish our drinks, and then we make our way, because we did sandbar this year. Friggin' amazing. Second time we've done sandbar, and there's no reason to not do sandbar. It is just the best ever. So I got in the stadium, and yeah, this tour was actually really awesome. Uncle Cracker opened, and we'd been hearing rumors, because even Pam was doing some research on this, that he was only doing like 3 songs, but no, he played like I think 6 or 7, which was awesome. But of course, Uncle Cracker was me and Pam's first concert ever when we first met, and we both love him. So that was super cool to see him live, and he was not drunk. He sounded great, and he chose great songs. We had obviously great location in the sandbar. We were right there. Megan Maroney came on after. Neither one of us were familiar with her. Great voice, and it was cool to be there. I think it was during Megan that we wandered up the south end of the stadium. At the very top level has this big, obviously Toyota is paying for this, but it's called the Toyota Club, Toyota Zone, something like that. But they have a big display of Toyota, and it's supposed to be a private area. But the last 2 years we've gone, especially since we all buy Toyotas from Christopher. We were like, oh, there's a Toyota thing here, so we just go up there, because if you're in the sandbar, you have a wristband, you have access to the whole stadium, you can go wherever you want. So we go up there and just, let's go see. We bought, between us and the family, we have bought so many Toyotas. I feel like we have a right to be there. And there's a gate there, but nobody's guarding it. So we just walk in, just to go up there and take a photo and video and send it to Christopher and say, hey, we're at the Toyota Club. And then Zach Brown was after Megan Maroney. And he came on as we were up there, so like, oh shit, let's get back down there. So we rushed back down, because again, I love Zach, and Zach is somebody that Pam really had always wanted Kenny to tour with, and it actually came through this year, which was freaking cool. So yeah, we rushed back down to the sandbar, and Zach is amazing. I tried to get some video, and I missed the best parts of it, but I was trying to record some video for Alex. The Alex that is my daughter's husband, not Alex's, not Pam's daughter Alex, but my daughter Kristen, her husband is Alex. He's a musician, so I was like, Zach Brown is actually a shredder on the guitar. So I was trying to get some video of it, and I didn't really capture the best stuff he did, but I got a little bit. Anyway, we enjoyed Zach Brown. They friggin' were amazing, and of course I'm just getting more giddy, and Again, Sandbar, anybody that wants to go see Kenny Chesney, it is worth the price. The ticket price is not that much more than sitting in the 100 level, which lots of friends from Costco that were there. The two Kellys and Beth was there. Who couldn't make it? Oh, Roxy couldn't make it. And they had friends other that I think there might have been some more that I'm not sure about. But anyway, we wandered up, said hi to them, and then I actually video called Kelly from the pit or from the sandbar, and they were up there, so that was super cool. Let's go Costco. Um, so yeah, the Kellys and Beth and all the other friends that were there, I might know some of them, but I'm not sure because I think they were gone for beers when we came up to say hi, and it was only Kelly and Beth. So anyway, great show. But yeah, just do Sandbar next time. It's totally worth it. Um, Me and Pam did notice there was a younger couple. Well, everybody's younger than us that brought their not an infant, toddler, around 2 years old, but they said, might be a little bit over two, and they had this awesome headphones on. I can't remember if it was a boy or a girl, but brought their kid to the sandbar to see Kenny Chesney. Put headphones on her, and they said, look, if the child is under two, there's no charge. It's free. And they don't check like a birth certificate, so if it's 2.5 or 3, there's no way to know. But me and Pam were both like, that's awesome. We have to take the grandbabies to Kenny Chesney. Yeah, and then of course, I'm a Kenny Chesney geek, so gosh damn, it was amazing. And again, going back to the best part about this was we were totally responsible in adulting. We didn't tailgate all day. We were so responsible with the drinks, and we never got drunk. I remember the entire concert. I got some great footage at the beginning. Definitely wanted to record his intro, and then recorded bits of the song, some of my favorite songs. But after that, there was a long part there where I just put my phone in my pocket and just was present. Oh my God, we are so bad about doing that now. But no, it was great. An amazing concert, and then at the very end, he gives away the 2 football helmets, and then when they're doing their last, after he's done singing, the band will keep playing, and he goes out onto his extended stage and will sign autographs. I grabbed that hat that I had Chase Rice sign, and I posted video about it. I got right up at the stage. He was, oh my God, 5 or 6 feet away from me. There was people just in front of me that were right there, and I was literally behind them holding the hat up, and he passed me by because somebody had a Tennessee Vols jersey, and he went right by me and grabbed that, and it's fine. I'm not, no, he didn't diss me. He's doing what he can, but he can't sign everybody's. I get it. I wasn't hurt, but I tried to get the same hat signed with both Kenny and Chase Rice. I thought that would have been awesome, but you know what? I'm young still. There'll be more sandbars in my future, and now that I know how to do that, I can be more strategic about it. So overall, it was amazing. And Stephen Long, I'm calling you out on this. The old people, me and Pam, did walk all the way back to our hotel that night after the concert, and it was the best decision ever. The exercise was great. We found a great little Mexican spot more than halfway back, closer to the hotel, to grab a little bit late night food. And it's mostly uphill walking back. God, it felt so good. I'm glad we walked back. And we were in bed at midnight. I think we got back to the hotel before midnight, and then ate and fell asleep slightly after midnight. God, it was great. Got up the next day, headed south. We did find a Starbucks at the Space Needle to get coffee, and then we headed south and got out of town. And Pam searched Google and found a really great breakfast spot that's actually in Olympia. And I'm blanking on the name right now, but it was really freaking cool. And that was the first time they have for brunch, they do a sake Bloody Mary. I didn't see the recipe, so I don't know if it's just sake and all that stuff, or if they mix vodka and sake, but you could taste the sake. And, lots of pickled vegetables and bacon and stuff and cheese on it. So it was a really good Bloody Mary, and the breakfast was awesome. So we just wanted to get out of the metro area, stop there for brunch on a Sunday, and then headed back home. And I think we ended up getting a blind onion pizza that night, and we were in bed by like 7:30 on Sunday. God, it was amazing. God, it was great. Yeah, didn't go crazy. I remember everything about that, and love Kenny Chesney. We're gonna do it again. Um, I don't have to pause. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pause. That was the first weekend, and then the next weekend is another great story. So let me pause so I can go to the bathroom. All right, I think it's running again. All right, so yes, the Kenny Chesney weekend was amazing, and it was really good to do that. And it was really good for me and Pam because it was just us. Obviously, we met up with Alex and Steven, so that was great. But yeah, we could focus on us for an entire day and enjoy Kenny Chesney. And I did get a shirt. Pammy got, I think she bought a shirt, I think for Zach Brown. And then I got another Kenny shirt, which is a much more brighter color. Usually I go with like the grays or the blacks, but I got a nice, what do you want to call it? It's almost like an aqua. Of course, Aqua did Barbie Girl. I'm into the Barbie Girl movie. Sorry, I'm rambling. Let's continue on to, so that was July 13th, Saturday, come back Sunday. I work Monday and Tuesday, and then have to fly back to Tennessee. So that's referencing Teresa and all the family and stuff back there. So I fly out Tuesday night to go back to Tennessee because my dad, obviously passed New Year's Eve of 2023. And we were able to plan this weekend to get all the West Coast family out there because a ton of his family is obviously from Tennessee and North Carolina, cousins and brothers and a sister. Well, actually, yeah, he was the last of his siblings. The rest of them are all gone. But tons of cousins and extended family, including, both my brothers, Michael and Wes, that live back there now. And so flew back after work Tuesday night, got there Wednesday morning, and they had arranged, or Wes had set up like a celebration of life thing for our dad on Sunday there in Cleveland. And it kind of coincided with the Burrell, which is our family too. Lots of cousins, Burrells or Burrells. They do an annual family reunion in the Cleveland area, and it happened to be on Saturday the 20th. So Wes just booked, I think, the same location to do Dad's celebration of life since everybody would be in town on the 21st, Sunday. I couldn't be there on Sunday. But all my West Coast family were able to fly out from Wednesday the 17th through Wednesday the 24th. So they were going to be there for 7 days, and I found a window of time to be there. So flew back on Wednesday and got to hang out with both my brothers, Wes and Michael, and Michael's daughter Ivy. She is a sweetheart, and then of course Pamela, Wes's better half. She had to work, Thursday and Friday, but she was instrumental in making all this happen. So yeah, I got there Wednesday. I think the shuttle got me to Chattanooga around 11:15 or something on Wednesday, and Wes and Michael picked me up, and we spent the rest of the afternoon together. Went to the Costco outside of Chattanooga for some supplies, and some of the other stuff that I had to buy fresh I waited on. But what we decided to do was Teresa and Philip, our family, who live up in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, were kind enough, because all the West Coast family, so it's Sheila and her son Elijah, and it's our cousin Mike, and Deshonda, another cousin. Um, they all had flown out, and Teresa and Philip put them up at their house. So we decided it would make sense on that Friday night that I was there, which would be the 19th, I guess, for all of us to drive up and get together at Teresa and Michael's and do like a celebration of life for our dad, for me and Wes and Michael's dad, when I could be there. Um, so a lot of catching up with my brothers, and I got to see Michael's mom Edith, and got to spend time with Michael's daughter Ivy, and then we spent time with Pamela, Wes's better half, and she was such a sweetheart on Thursday night. She hosted us at her house and made an amazing dinner, grilled burgers. Oh my god, it was super yummy. And it was a hot slaw. A hot slaw. Yeah, I loved it. I hadn't heard that term before, but that hot slaw was amazing. And the burgers were awesome. I had a double patty. And then at some point on Thursday, Catherine flew in. She flew into Chattanooga and rented a car, and came up and joined us Thursday night. So Catherine was somebody I've heard so much about, because she used to own a house right across from our dad in Aurora, and that's going to be a whole nother podcast. She already tried. She won't come on. She will not come on my podcast, but maybe I can share things anonymously, or just I'll be discreet about it. But yeah, Catherine's an awesome person. She's been amazing to my brother Wes, amazing to my dad, and it was really good to meet her finally in person. Yeah, and I'm really appreciative that she flew out for that. I thought that was special, and I definitely want to spend more time hanging out with you. Catherine, you're awesome, and keep doing what you're doing. You're an amazing person. So, yeah, Thursday night, hung out at Pamela's place with everybody, and Michael and Ivy came over for dinner, and Catherine showed up, and of course Wes was there. Unfortunately, Pamela's daughter Cody and her husband Colby couldn't make it. I definitely sorry that I couldn't connect with them, but yes, I will come back again and visit soon, because those kids are cool too. I love them. And then we crash and get up Friday, grab breakfast, of course, and then head up to Teresa and Phillips in Oak Ridge, and we went to the Knoxville Costco to get the last minute fresh supplies that I needed to get. And yeah, their house was actually perfect because they have a big, long, handcrafted wood table. Their dining room table is amazing, and then it's right next to the living room that has a big screen TV. So I was able to throw together a slideshow on my laptop, and then even as I was there, Deshonda mainly, and I found a few on my phone. They would just send them to me, and I could add them to the slideshow. So we had a slideshow of our dad, which was perfect, and Philip was just playing some background music, which was great. I threw together easy, food, and we all just hung out. Sheila, Elijah, Deshonda, our cousin Michael, Mike Zervis, and then Pamela drove up after work. That was an awesome effort, Pamela. Thank you for doing that. I feel bad, but I'm really glad you were there. And then my brother Michael and his daughter Ivy drove up. And Teresa and Phillips, both their sons and their wives showed up with their babies. That was so cool. And we got a great photo of all of us there. I'm probably blanking on the names right now. But yeah, Philip and Teresa's, both of their sons and their wives. Stephanie was one of the wives, and Sierra was another wife. And God, I'm blanking on the husband's names. I'm sorry, you guys rock. And their kids. I did hold one of the babies who's going through a teething thing, but I was holding him for a little bit just to give Philip a break so he could have his drink. But yeah, an entire several hour night that just went. I'm almost glad I didn't overplan it because it went so well. and it was so amazing to have all of us together, and a lot of us haven't seen each other for decades. Um, and there were so many great stories told, and yeah, so when you lose somebody, um, that's why I prefer celebrations of life and not funerals. It has a way of bringing people together, and you can credit the family you lost. Um, and the same thing happened with me and Wes's mom. It brought family and friends together, and it's kind of a reminder and a reset. Um, it puts things in perspective. A lot of good came out of that night, and I'm very appreciative um, to everyone. Um, and I guarantee I'm forgetting stuff and not giving credit to people that should have credit. But yeah, and I at some point, once dinner was made or the food was made, and I catch myself, and I took a few videos just to capture the moment, and obviously Philip took a great photo of all of us, but I did catch myself just taking a second to, and I would just walk through the whole house, and I just was soaking it in. It was awesome. It was really good to connect and see all of those people, everybody. Damn. Funny sidebar. My dad had before he went back to Tennessee when he was still in Aurora, you know, watching late night infomercials, and he it had to be an infomercial advertising a Keith Urban guitar, and it was a package. You buy a Keith Urban acoustic guitar. Keith Urban put his name on it, and then it comes with like a little practice amp, a very small amp, and chords, and a set of DVDs. If you want to learn how to play a guitar, we'll give you the guitar and a practice amp and a set of DVDs, and you can watch this. And this was the same one that, when I went back. When he passed, I brought strings. I restrung it, cleaned it up, and would play around on it. And I was like, oh well, that's cool. So just leave that there, and whenever I fly back to visit, I have a guitar there I can pick on. And it was funny because I think Wes had an inkling, but this time I grabbed it as soon as the first moment I saw it, I grabbed it and just kept it with me the entire 4 days I was there. And I would put it in tune, and I would keep trying to play, and I was like, oh, at the end of the day, it's kind of like a reference to when me and Pam went to that one brewery in Central Oregon. I'm not going to call them out. They kind of advertise themselves as a wild fermentation. And at the end of the day, it just turned out that it was all sours. And I was fronting. I was like, no, let's try this. This isn't bad. It's different. It's not a sour. It's just a wild fermentation. And then at the end of the day, she was like, you didn't even finish a flight. And I always finish flights. But I had to admit, all right, fine. They're all sours. Same thing happened where after a couple days of messing with it and trying to play it, we're always going to keep his guitar, and our dad's guitar. There might be some things I can do to make it better, shave down the bridge or something to make the action better, but oh god, it just sounds horrible. Even when it's in tune, it just does not sound right, and it's really hard to play. So yeah, I think he got the guitar and the amp and the DVDs for like $150, so obviously it's not that good. We're gonna keep it forever. I might see if I can modify it and make it a little bit better, but I had these fantasies about being able to just play a song and dedicate it to our dad, but I was like, no, this guitar is too bad. I'm not even gonna. I didn't even bring it to Teresa and Phillips because I was like, it's irritating me if I try to play it. It just is not working. But God bless him. He actually did pluck around on it. I have some photos of him trying to learn. So I appreciate the effort. But yeah, it was an amazing weekend, and I'm really glad I went back there again on Saturday. I had to fly out I had to get on a shuttle at 10 a.m. on Saturday to get back to the Atlanta airport, but on Saturday was the Burrell family reunion. It looks like it went awesome, and they all my family got to go to it. Sorry I missed it. And then Dad's thing was Sunday. Looks like it was also amazing, and I am just really appreciative to all my family back there. And Michael and Wes have been awesome whenever I come back, just right there. And it's really good to get to know Ivy a lot more. Every time I go back, I try to make a point to. She is a sweetheart. And Teresa and Philip have always been amazing. And I'm sorry, there's so many. Janice got Mike Burrell. We did see him briefly. There are so much family and friends that and Edith I mentioned that I'm probably forgetting about. Just good people. But yeah, I'm gonna make it a point to keep going back there and stay and make more trips. And I unfortunately I wanted to call my Uncle Oscar, my mom's brother. I wanted to call him when I was back there, and it was chaos and loud. It just didn't work out to do it when I was back there for the actual thing at Teresa and Philip's house. But I'm also super appreciative of my Uncle Oscar, and always gonna have his back. So yeah, I did get home, practiced it, and I thought since I couldn't do it back there because I'm not happy with our dad's guitar, I did have a song that I wanted to do as a tribute to our dad, Jack. So I figured since I'm back here with the one I'm comfortable playing, we can try it. We'll see how this goes. I'll stop explaining. But the theme of the song would go good with a beer. It's kind of an anthem. So we're going to do, I'm going to open a three-way from Fort George brewery out of Astoria. Anybody on the West Coast, I'm sure, knows them. Wow, just popping that cap made the indicator light on the mic go in the red. That's funny. So the song is called Drink a Beer, and it's pretty appropriate. I didn't make it back in time for Dad before he passed. I did want to play it for him, but and this sounds so self-indulgent. Sorry. I was able to play some stuff for him, and for our mom too, before she passed. Oh, it's not about me, guys. Well, let's see if I can do it without crying or without spilling the beer. When I got the news today, didn't know what to say, so I just hung up the phone. I took a walk to clear my head. This is where the walking led. Can't believe you're really gone. I don't feel like going home, so I'm gonna sit right here on the edge of this pier and watch the sunset disappear and drink a beer. Guess I should drink a beer. Sometimes a greater plan is kind of hard to understand. now it don't make. Oh, did I screw the second verse up? It's funny how the good ones go too soon, but the good Lord knows the reasons why, I guess. Sometimes a greater plan is kind of hard to understand. Right now it don't make sense. I can't make it all make sense, so I'm gonna sit right here on the edge of this pier, watch the sunset disappear, and drink a beer. So long, my friend, till we meet again. I'll remember you and all the times that we used to sit right here on the edge of this pier, watch the sunset disappear, and drink a beer. Drink a beer. We love you, Dad. And you could be a son of a bitch, but you were also an amazing, caring person. And you brought us you brought a lot of family and friends together. So thank you. We love you, and we'll see you eventually. Thanks for putting up with us, guys.